I see.
Yeah, so it's like I think it's like 45 hours you have to work, and I usually end up working like 52 or 53. Always shit to do. Okay, let's see. Is everyone's voice coming through?
Hello? Yes, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, yours is coming through. Perfect. That's all that
Yeah,
matters.
okay.
Alrighty. Yes. So hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody. Mindful Pig and JW here today. Um, we started a little bit earlier. Like I was just explaining to JW, I got a head office visit that was surprised to me. What was it, last week Friday? I think it was. Um, no, last week Thursday. Sorry. And yeah, so I have to get prepared for that one. I'll probably go in tomorrow early, like 6 or 5, and just make sure the team gets everything done they're supposed to, and then wait around for the big shots to show up so I can show them the store and then not see them for like 4 months. But yeah, those ones I always need a little bit of extra rest because just usually a long day, and it's usually a very long week leading up to it. So, like the last couple days, I think I've done a lot of 6 a.m.s and work till 5 or whatever just to get stuff taken care of. But yeah, yeah. How about you, JW? What's your week been like?
Um, it depends. You mean work or?
Sure, whatever you want to share, my friend.
Sorry, what?
I said whatever you want to share, my friend.
Oh, work has been a hell. It's fine. I've had gaming and my wife to balance it out. So, um, so I can start with what I've been gaming. So I'm still addicted to Wuthering Waves. I've completed everything in the game and I'm still playing it. Even the new update, I've completed it today or yesterday. I can't remember.
So like you got all the characters and everything done already?
No, no, I mean the main story. Sorry, the
Oh,
main
okay.
story and all and most of the side quests.
I say
So
that's
I still have a
insane.
bunch of puzzles and characters to unlock and
Okay.
stuff to do in the open world. That's why I'm still playing it.
Yeah, but no, but still story wise though, that's phenomenal that you just cruise through all of that.
Well, it hasn't been out for that long, since May, I think, of this year, and I know it's been out since this year, so it's still
Oh,
fairly new.
when you were talking about it, sorry, I thought you meant it came before Genshin did. I was like, okay, okay, that makes so much. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, well, I'm comparing to the Genshin because only because they are both gacha games, but they are quite different from each other.
Yeah, yeah. No, no. I sorry, I misunderstood the first time. I thought you meant it just came out prior to Genshin. But still, no. I mean, that's a lot to take on and finish up in what 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks worth of time playing.
Look, I don't want to dwell on how much time I've put into this because I haven't looked at the amount of time I've put into this. All it has been is, oh, well, I am up early this morning. I guess I could do a couple of, just a quest or two, and then I would lose my whole morning on it, and then work would start. And
I get it though, because it's so
so,
true, right? Because you can do like a quick quest like easily, so it's like okay, I'll just do a couple of these and call it a day. And nope,
well, there's always something on the way, or there's a new prize, or there's always something.
so true. Do you have like a lot
So
of
yeah, no,
characters
a
left
lot
yet,
of
or
yeah, no, like there. Honestly, I haven't put any hours. I mean, any money into it, and I've unlocked like a fair bunch of them, and one of
nice?
them being one of the best of the game, or or one of my favorites actually that I've seen yet, uh, which I was really happy with to get. But But yeah, no, I've got a lot of characters unlocked, a lot of weapons unlocked as well. Rare weapons, not just shitty ones,
Yeah,
and lots of very cool echoes as well. That's, I think, something that's different from Genshin, where echoes are like basically when you kill a monster, they will sometimes there's a percentage of chance that they will leave an echo behind, and when they leave an echo behind, you can sort of capture it, and then you can use that monster in battle for like a couple for. They have a certain skill linked to that, right? So it's
Oh,
not
that's
like
cool.
Pokemon where you bring in the monster. It's more in the sense of to continue your combo. So let's say you have a rock dude that charges when you use him. So you will transform into that for like a couple of seconds, hit the enemy, then turn back, and then you can continue your normal combo.
That's so cool. I like that. That is a really good mechanic. Okay, so um
Yeah,
do they disappear though, GW? Like do you get like if you have one that you really like, adding on to your combo, can you keep that forever or does it have a limited amount of uses?
no, no, yeah, no. Once you capture it, it's yours, and so
Oh,
there's
that's
a whole catalog of catch them all, right? So
yeah. Oh, that's
that's cool.
sick.
But not only that, so you start off with normal green, purple, green, blue versions of those echoes, right? But once the more that you do, the better rarity chances that you get. So later on, you can get that same echo, but for rare grade, if you want, or epic grade, which is the same echo, but the stats are much better, right? So
Nice.
it scales as you capture. The more you capture echoes.
And you can only use one, I guess, right? You can't like combine them together.
No, but what you can do is you can equip a bunch of them, but there's which gives stats boosts, but you can only have one that is action use, right?
Okay, that's not bad though. You can still boost
So you
your
have like a
stats.
team of like 5 passive, and one of those 5 passive has an action skill.
Yeah, that's not too bad actually. Yeah, that's still pretty decent.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. You can do all sorts of combos because there's also sort of synergies that you can do.
Yeah,
So let's say you have, I don't know, let's say 3 echoes of the lightning element, then it will activate the synergy where every electric attacks do more damage, for example. So it will be good to equip those with a character that has lightning attacks, right?
yeah.
And so you have 2 synergies. The second is synergies. Often it will depend of the element, but
No,
yeah, no,
I
there's
like
cool.
that.
I thought I usually don't like Pokemon type stuff, but this I really like this system. It's fairly easy and accessible, and it's cool because it doesn't break the flow of combat as well.
Yeah, like I said, it's not like it's a new idea, I guess, but it's cool because it's something you don't see very often being utilized, and like it's adding to the. I like that it adds to the combo that you're already doing. That's really
Yeah,
neat. That's really
exactly.
neat, actually.
And so yeah, no, so still playing a lot of that. I know there's more to that new update. So it's almost like if they uh, updated the first half, and there's a second half that will be updated in September, I think.
Like you saw notes about it, or you just have a feeling that there's more.
Yeah. No, no, no. There's notes of it where
Oh, okay.
so there's the movie festival thing, which is like the first part of the update, and you encounter some characters. And I know there's a second part of it that is coming out in September, because if you do all those quests of that first part before that second update comes out, you'll get one of the new characters for free, which is a 5-star character, which is very good.
Ooh, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. So I know there's a second part of this to come, which is good because to be quite honest, I was a bit disappointed with that first with that new update, because it's basically that trope in anime where um you're the hero and you hear everybody wishes, and then you try to make everybody's wishes come true.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's basically that. So you have this great first season, because okay, so the first part of the game, the main game, it's great before the date. Let's
Yeah,
say it's like you went through the first season of an anime, and then this almost seems like an OVA, like uh, an out of part episode
Just
where
like some
you
fillers.
yeah, basically where you're the hero. Everybody knows you as the hero of Jinzu, and then you sort of meet a guy that, and there's some problem with the festival, and then there's some wishes where dark wishes where someone wishes to unalive himself, right, and stuff like that. So then you have to investigate of what's wrong and find what he actually wishes for, and so it's this whole. I find it's a trope in uh, animes and Eastern content.
So
There's
true.
a because there's a couple of Chinese and Japanese movies like this where usually he's a teacher in class, and then his student isn't doing well. Then he realizes that the student, his father, is alcoholic, so then they bring him
Yeah.
to a go-kart thing. That whole thing of like guardian angel type of thing.
It's like it could never just be that the student's lazy. No, it's got to be something dramatic going on, and yeah, teacher for some reason can get
And
away with like interfering in his life.
yeah, well, because it's never like, oh yeah, I'm going to help him with his math homework or something. I'm going to make him a good student. No, he also fixes his family problems,
Yeah.
and the guy's not a alcoholic anymore because he brought him to anonymous whatever and AA, right? And it always goes too far, and
It's
it's
so
just cringe.
ridiculous.
Anyway, it's not as cringe with the Moon Festival in Withering Waves,
That's
but it's
cool.
that type of thing, which is weird to have right after that great first season. So it feels like an in between before the second part of arrives and that the main story continues.
And then I was gonna ask, I was just curious because I can't remember how Genshin did theirs, but when they have these events and stuff, like, is it like Fall Guys and Fortnite and all the other ones where you get? It's I guess it's kind of like a battle pass, but usually it's like you're collecting some special item, and once you get like 500 of them, that's when you get the big surprise, right? Like you said, the 5-star character. Like, do you have something similar to that where you're unlocking stuff throughout the events, or is it just like an event is happening and you're just getting extra experience and stuff?
I don't know. You unlock a bunch of stuff, right? A bunch of XP items and asteroids, which is the currency to use to roll to unlock characters, right?
Okay, okay.
And like I said, some events you unlock for free. Some of the characters, some of the resonators, which is very cool. Because I remember one that I had unlocked through a quest, but I can't remember which one. But yeah, no. So I find they're very generous. That there's in everything. Like I haven't had, like I said, uh, I didn't feel obligated at any time to put money into it, right? And farming these asteroids, well, farming. I haven't done. It's not like I'm like, oh, I need those asteroids, so I need to farm. It's more like I've been doing stuff and getting a bunch of them, and I have so many of them now because of that, right?
Like you just get them for completing quests, or like certain bad guys drop them as well.
No, no, it's not a drop. Yeah, it's completing achievements, quests. It's so a bunch of actions can
That's
make you
pretty
that
cool.
or unlock. There are some the Tower of Adversity where like there's a bunch of challenges like that as well,
See, I like
and
that though. At least you can actually like play the game, and like you said, you've played enough now where you have an abundance of these, currencies. That I
well,
that
it's
like
also because one of the new the new banner, sort of the new roles currently doesn't interest me. So I've been gathering a bunch of them because I haven't been rolling the thing.
oh
But yeah, no, for sure, I find that it hasn't been feeling forced yet. But maybe once I reach the end and that I don't have anything else, I don't know. But I don't think so. As of now, they've shown that they really like the community. I'm part of their Discord and
oh, are you? That's
looking
cool.
through the updates. And
Do you get free perks for being
uh,
in the Discord? Like, I know some of them do that where they give you like free items every day or something.
Not really.
No, oh,
No,
too
I
bad.
haven't. Oh, not that I've seen. Like they asked for my phone number. Discord asked for my phone number. I didn't want to give it, so I can't speak to the community, but I can read through it, which
Yeah,
is
that's
what
a
I
weird
wanted in the end. I
feature.
didn't want to interact, so
I feel you. Yeah, it's a weird feature Discord has. I had a few that off like told me to do that too, and I was like, nah.
yeah. For example, I'm reading currently, and there are new events of the Depths of Elusive Realm, which is one of the activities that you can do that I find is really cool with its own storyline and everything.
Ooh.
So yeah, fun times.
Yeah, no, that's cool,
So
man. You really got into this one. I like it.
yeah, and you should get into it, Mindful. You keep telling me that you will, and you haven't yet.
It's literally downloaded on my phone too. Like, there's nothing stopping me except for Marvel Snap. That kind of took over my life there. I have to shamefully admit that as well.
Well, go ahead. Talk about Marvel Snap because I don't know anything about it.
It's oh my god, it was it the last 2 weeks I think I had it because Peaswa was like he messaged me. He was like, "You gotta try this game. It's really fun." And then like I showed him, I was like, "Okay, I downloaded it, right?" He's like, "Yes, now play it." I was like, "Okay, I'll try a few rounds." And after a few rounds, he was like, "Okay, now you got to make a league or whatever, a clan." So that's why I posted on the Discord. I was like, "Hey, yeah, I think you had to reach like level 2 or something." And it's like it takes a while to get to level 2. Um, and then yeah, I was
Takes a
able.
while to get to level 2.
Yeah, because it's all by passes. It's all like season 1 pass, season 2 pass, or battle passes, or whatever you want to call them.
Oh wow,
It's not
okay.
actual character levels you're building up. I find it's just more of like you're progressing in that season timeline, or whatever you want to call it. But anyway,
Right.
so yeah, once I do that, I was able to build a squad for him. So that's why basically Mindful's been so focused on it. But yeah, Marvel Snap in general. So it's just a card game. It's you got cards with attack abilities. And you got cards also that have whatever you want to call it, the mana, the currency to cast the card. So how it works is there's 3 locations in the middle of the map. You get one location revealed each turn. So by turn 3, you know what every location is. They all have different abilities. So it can be something as simple as, any card that costs 1 can't be played here. Or if you only have 1 card in this area, it gets +5 power, etc., etc. Right? So there's some that are good, there's some that are bad, there's some that don't do anything. There's one called the Ruins, and that one just has no abilities whatsoever, just land that's been destroyed. um, at these 3 locations, what you want to do is you want to control 2 of them by turn 6. So there's only 6 turns to the entire card game. As each turn progresses from 1, 2, 3, 4, that's how much extra mana you get. So turn 1, you have 1 mana. Turn 2, you'll have 2 mana. Turn 3, you'll have 3 mana. And this helps you play cards. That part's a little bit frustrating because you have to be careful because they range anywhere from costing 1 to costing 6. So if you have a 6 costing card, your only hope is that either you could get more mana somehow, which I haven't figured that out, minus random locations that'll give it to me. Um,
Probably pay for it. No,
what's that?
you can probably pay for it.
No, no, you can't pay for mana in
No,
the match. No, because that would be like paying to win. So they don't have that, which is nice. There's none of that. In fact, this is one of
okay,
those
cool.
games.
That's what I thought it was.
No, no, no. Thank goodness. And like locations change things, right? There's a location that will have the game go on an extra turn, so you'll have a turn 7. So you could cast 2 at that point. But yeah, so you got all the different Marvel characters. I'm kind of surprised some of the bigger ones because I thought I was like, okay, maybe I'll get like Hulk as like the 1960s version, let's just say, and I'll get Hulk as the 90s version. It'll be 2 different cards. But no, like if you get Hulk is the same throughout the entire card game. Like he doesn't get any different abilities. His casting cost will always be 6, and his power will always be 12. Um,
Right.
I just found it interesting, right? Because the big characters like him, um, Iron Man did have a power, so I can't say him. I don't know. There's Blade, I think. I don't think he had one, but anyway, there were some big Marvel characters, and they didn't have any powers. And that just I was kind of surprised by that. But then they gave like the lower class Marvel characters, even like I didn't know who the hell these people were. and they gave them like these amazing powers that would like would change the game. I was like, that's kind of weird, especially Hulk. I don't know. I thought Hulk should have something. Um,
Oh, it depends. Are they like obscure comic characters, or are they like new characters that nobody likes?
no, there's definitely new characters. I saw the one from Marvel Avengers, that girl. I can't remember her name now. Was it Kamal or whatever?
Oh
Um,
yeah, Kamala, yeah,
yeah, she's in there. There's even
the Miss Marvel one.
yeah, there's even what is it, the new Avengers? And I saw I don't have the card yet personally, but I saw that there's Hawkeye, but this time it's a girl, or I guess they call it Hawkeye. It's not Hawkeye, sorry, Hawkeye. Yeah, so
Hot
it's
guy.
yeah, hot guy. But yeah, it was just surprising. So I guess it was like, I don't know, a different dimension or whatever timeline, whatever Marvel
I
is
have
going on
no
with right
idea.
now.
I have no idea. It's like that Suicide Squad game where they changed Mr. Freeze for Mrs. Freeze, and uh, yeah, they just for some reason gender ban characters sometimes just to gender ban them.
Yeah. I still, there's so many crazy timelines right now in Marvel. I still want to see the Spider-Man movie. I want to just to witness
Which one?
Toby back in his role. What is it? Is that No Way Home? The one that came out where they have all
Oh
those?
yeah, right.
Yeah, that one looks
Okay,
interesting.
okay. So I don't know why everybody likes that movie because it's stupid.
Oh, it probably
It's
is.
it's so dumb. Like out of the three movies, I find it's the worst. It's the dumbest thing, really.
It's just because
And
like
now,
you can see the other Spider-Man. Like that's literally the reason I want to see it too. Is just to see all three of them together.
I want you to watch it so we can talk about it at some point because it is so dumb from what I can remember.
I've
Like
seen like
I was so disappointed because I liked the first one, then I sort of half liked the second one because it was great until it wasn't, and then everybody was saying, "Oh yeah, that's the best one." The third one, so I was like, "Oh, this is going to be great." No, it was the worst. But anyway,
yeah, see, I've seen a few clips
eh,
so far because I don't know why that's been popping up on my shorts feed for YouTube. Um, and yeah, it'll be like there was one scene I saw where like Doc Ock and Green Goblin, and then I think it's Electro from I didn't see the Amazing Spider-Man, so I still gotta watch those ones. But yeah, I think it was Electro, the electric guy. Anyway, they're all just having a
yeah.
casual conversation in this fucking room and like helping one another. I was like, what is this horse shit? Like,
Yeah, no, it's part of the dumbness of this
I was
movie.
gonna
It's
say, yeah,
so
it's like the
stupid.
Green Goblin should never be humble or nice or anything. Like that's not his personality
But
whatsoever.
like I said, I don't want to necessarily spoil the dumbness of it yet. So watch it, and then we can talk about it.
All right, buddy. But yeah, so yeah, Marvel Snap. Yeah, I just like I said, I love card games, and this is very quick, fast. It's actually funny because the locations. I like that element to it because that's kind of what I tried to capture in the card game I'm making with Jimmy. So playing this kind of lets me see how that element will play out, and it's like, yeah, it's really going to work actually. Um, yeah, so it's really simple. Like I said, you got 6 turns. You draw a new card every turn. You get a mana every turn, right? You just got to kind of strategize with your hand. I think you start the game off with 3 cards, and then you draw 2 for that first turn. Or you sorry, maybe you have 4 cards. You draw 1, and then yeah, you have your hand of 5. You're gonna draw 5 more cards as you go through it. Your deck, I think, has 15 in it. So there's always be 5 cards that you'll never get to, right? So it just kind of seeing how to play each one of them, look at what the locations are, and if you got a location that's going to benefit you by playing a certain card there, go for it. It's really good though. I like it. I said I'm really, really into it. But I'm a nerd for those kind of things. Um,
Cool.
what else?
This makes me think of actually. There's like I've been playing Flintlock as well,
Yeah,
and the double A game that for some reason everybody hates. Um, and I'm still having a great time. I'm enjoying it super much. Like I can see actually, I'll double. I'll come back to it, but I can see it all of its fault, especially during the boss fights.
yeah.
But in general, it's really cool to just all the movement you have. Have uh, have I talked about Flintlock on this podcast yet or not? I don't remember.
You were just kind of starting it last time when we did the podcast.
Okay, so it's a bit of a Souls-like, but not at all at the same time. It's a Soul-like in the sense of you have a bonfire type thing, which is a stone, a light stone or whatever, in some type of camp. And at these, you can upgrade, you can rest, you can all that, respawn, everything. But that's the only, I would say, similar thing with a Souls-like. Then it becomes different because you have a bunch of skills. You have skills with this god that follows you, Inky, where he curses enemies and it helps you execute them. And man, I've gotten so powerful with my equipments and this and upgrading my skills. It's like it's insane the amount of like explosions I do around me. And so yeah, so you can do a bunch of combos, jump around, and you can use guns. You have so many different. Actually, I'm really surprised how many different range weapons I've gotten as of yet. Like there are bazooka type things, there are grenade launchers, there are muskets. There's just a variation of stuff that can help you in these fights, especially against undeads because they tend to uh, over overrun you with a bunch of them, and always by surprise because you see like one, then you start attacking it, then a bunch of them come out and kill you. And
I say it looked really
yeah, no,
cool because I checked it out
yeah,
last time when you were talking about it, right? And the blinky thing that you're referring to, that really caught my eye. The trailer, like it was nice. It was nice having your explanation of everything. So when I watched the trailer, it was kind of like I had a better understanding of the game. Yeah, it looked really cool, man. Like that was yeah, it's a really nice looking game.
yeah. Well, it looks good. I mean, compared to other games, it's fine.
Yeah,
But but you know, it's a double A game. Like you shouldn't be surprised that it's not like triple A visuals, God of War style, right?
oh god, no, but it looked good for what it was.
Yeah, exactly. And I have fun with the gameplay, how it's done. I guess I think I did. I remember explaining that it's all about keeping your momentum going of killing things and getting extra
Yeah,
bonus souls without getting hit.
yeah, that's a really cool
And
mechanic. I like that one.
yeah, and I've gotten really good at doing this, and I've found many different equipments now. And what is cool is that every equipment really changes how you play when you find them. And every time you see a chest, it's most likely an equipment, which is fun because every time you see a chest, you get super excited, right?
Yeah,
And so let's say there are equipments that. Oh, and plus, if you have two or more equipments of the same set, you get extra synergy stats and skills, different skills. So let's say you have an equipment that does more damage and gives you more curse. You can curse faster an enemy. So you end up going pretty aggressively playing with pressing the Enki button, so
yeah.
the God button, so that he can curse in advance. So when you hit the enemy, he's immediately completely cursed, and then you can execute him directly, right? Or there's an equipment maybe where it duplicates every grenade you throw. So it means you throw one grenade and it duplicates to two, costing grenades. So you can really constantly throw explosives everywhere, and it duplicates, and then it's even bigger and does more damage. And so you have a bunch of equipment that really changes your way of approaching things.
So that's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like it's a great time. Like even the weapons, the melee weapons, you can have an axe, you can have a hammer, you can have a blade, and it all plays differently. For example, the hammer is better against armor enemies because it has a third hit in its combo where you do a hard hit and then it sort of pushes the enemy on the ground, and so you have time to hit it more. And if you and you can a bit exploit that a bit actually, where you constantly throw them on the ground with the strength of the hammer, for example.
Oh,
But it's not very good if there's a lot of enemies, right?
oh
Because
yeah.
you end up trying to put one enemy to the ground and then you're sort of overcrowded on you, sort of overrun. So maybe you change to the blade then, because you can equip two weapons at the same time. Same
Oh,
thing with
that's
the guns.
yeah. That sounds like a freaking awesome game. I said
For
that.
example, I have a blade where the more I have a multiplier of souls, so the more I kill things and that I get a bonus
Yeah,
without cashing in, the 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 more damage my blade does. So again, something that that makes you want to be careful and gather souls and then not cash in yet the bonus to do more damage and then cash in at the right moment. So it really, I really like everything they've done. Now, all its faults has appeared when I fought the first boss. Now, during that fight, it was a terrible time. Like it wasn't fun. It wasn't well made. Everything was very floaty. The timing were off. Everything was just not well made for the boss. And like you could see what they were going for, but it did not end up going well. I found. And but so the faults are not that apparent during normal enemies fights and wraiths and mini bosses and all that. The faults really come in play when I fought that first boss, and now I could see why people might not like the game during that boss, because everything was just not good in terms of animation and everything.
that's too bad. They dropped the ball right during the boss fight. That sucks.
Well, I don't know if the other bosses is like that, but that one specifically,
Yeah,
that now I saw everything that people were critiquing about the game. Because before that, I didn't really see it. I mean, I sort of saw it, but I was like, it's something I could. It's not that big of a deal.
yeah,
It's
you can
still
live with
fun.
it. Yeah,
But the boss really showed all its faults. Like the game fell. It's like the pants of the game fell off. Right. I could see everything now. Everything wrong with it. But so yeah. But otherwise, it's been still a great time.
I wonder if that's something they could patch out later on just to fix it.
It's a good question. I think maybe they could,
Yeah, they
maybe not.
salvage it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, Atlas Fallen had an update where they've made a bunch of major changes to their games to make it better. I don't know if it's worth it because I haven't played it since that update. I sold the game when I tried it at launch, and it wasn't. It was very meh,
Yeah,
very medium. So I don't know if because it was like they redid voice lines and reworked some systems in the game. That's how big the changes they made for that
wow.
game. So maybe it's better now. So maybe Flintlock they can do the same. But the thing is, there's not a big player base. I think for that game, not a lot of people bought this game, and so I'm not sure it would be worth it for them, economically speaking.
I'm pretty sure I saw it available for Xbox, so I was kind of thinking about getting that one too. Because I like that trailer. I like what I saw, and then just what you were telling me about the game too. It
I
definitely.
think it might be on Game Pass. You could check.
Oh, snap! Yeah, maybe it is. That's true. Nice. Okay, another one from the bank. Um, Yeah, no, that's cool, man. Like I said,
But
I like the little entity you have with you that you were saying, like the god. That part seemed kind of cool.
yeah, super cool. And now I'm at a point where a lot more stuff has been revealed about Enki and the world and all that. So a very interesting dynamic between the two. And I like both characters and voice actors for Enki and your main character, which is Nor, her name.
Nor, okay.
Yep. Nor Vanek, that's her full name, but um, weird name, but
Yeah.
cool character. I like her.
Has there been anything else you've been playing, or just those two mostly?
And mostly those two.
Sorry,
Yep.
did you do Valorant, JW, or no?
Oh yes, I do play Valorant here and there.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
still play.
as
Okay,
well.
I wasn't sure if you were still playing.
Including recently, I've played. Yes,
Is that one still pretty
and
decent with all the console players now in it, or is it separate from PC?
it's separate.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep, and I play on PC. And no, I think it was a good idea to keep it separate, really,
Yeah.
because Valorant is a whole different game than any other shooter, and like the PC players have an unfair advantage by far, even with even if console has a bit of aimbotting, let's say.
Yeah.
Um, I think PC still have an advantage because like it's aim accurate, precise type of shooting game and placement, map placement, uh, knowing that this vent you can throw, let's say, your power through that vent and it will go on the other side. Map knowledge. So I think PC players would have an advantage with how fast they can aim to the head before the console players would have time to joystick it.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I still very much like this game. I usually listen to it. I usually play it while I sometimes listen to a podcast or something. Um, I play it, casually. I don't really. I'm not training to become great or to do rank or anything.
Of course. Yeah. Do you have like a favorite character though that you like using, or do you not get to pick every time?
Oh yes, you can pick.
Oh, okay.
I do have two favorites. No, actually, I have many favorites. They're all very well characters. They all have trade-offs and uses. Because Valorant is not about, which is the thing I like. It's not about the hero's ability. The abilities are more like tools, like a grenade or something like that. It's utilized like that, and so what's important is the knowledge and the gunplay.
Okay.
That's the main part. And you can't just, I mean, you could, but you can't just normally run in and shoot everything. You really need to, because the more you move, the less accurate your gun is by a lot. And, it sounds self evident, but especially in that game, way more than any other game. So it's better to move slowly or to stand still when you shoot. So it really changes the dynamic of how everything is played. So my favorite characters, I have to say, Jade. It's not Jade. I always call her Jade, but it's not Jade. God damn it! I don't remember her name. She does a wall of, I think, Jade, and maybe that's why I call her that. But or ice, something like that. She can heal. She can.
Okay.
No, it's a fairly noob character. Easy to understand, easy to use, all that. Um, every I guess for the characters there are multiple roles, for these characters.
Yeah.
I I often like initiators, so it means characters that their power, their uses is more initiating combats, right?
Okay.
So let's say something like Breach, where he can sort of throw, let's say, tremors through the wall or blind people through the wall and everything through the wall, basically. and or phase where she throws sort of a dark energy, magic, whatever, and she can detect people with that. It's they are characters that are very good at initiating and getting knowledge.
Yeah.
So I like those. Cypher is probably one of my favorite as well, where he's more of the Sentinels are like the characters that where they're more concentrated at placing abilities in advance. So Jade is one of them, placing the wall, let's say, or Cypher, where he can place a sort of laser trap. When you walk in it, you get pulled into it and you're detected. His
Oh,
ultimate is detecting someone through a dead body. Um,
that's cool.
Places cameras, so stuff like that as well. But I like I don't Sentinels are not my favorite, but him specifically, I find his kit is very good. Yeah, no, I tend to gravitate towards initiators in general,
That's cool. I feel like
and
when I
there are
watch.
multiple other roles, but like I haven't unlocked all the characters, so I don't know all of them.
No, that's fair. I was just gonna say, guys, because I watch like Sleepy play quite a bit, and I've watched a few other people as well. But I guess I didn't think the game was that in depth, like you're describing. Like that's really cool. I didn't know about all those other abilities, like setting up cameras or looking through dead bodies and stuff like that. Like that's really neat.
It's super in depth, and a lot of
Yeah,
people compare it to Overwatch, but it's like not even. It's not the same thing by far. It's
yeah.
like comparing Call of Duty and I don't know, uh, Bulletstorm. Like they're both gun games, but they're totally different.
That's what I mean. Like I think gameplay, like when you're watching it, doesn't really do it justice compared to like like you said, actually being in the game and playing it. Because I'm watching Sleepy. Obviously, she knows exactly what she's doing. So for her, it's just a fluid movement, right? And I'm just watching, going like, okay, you just like you said, like Overwatch gameplay. You shot that guy. You took, you took the point, whatever the case might be.
Yeah, but no, a lot of strategy is required in this game
Yeah, that's cool.
because you just go out, you'll get immediately one-shotted.
Yeah, that'll be
So
me.
you really need to have strategies and know when to use your stuff.
Yeah, I'll have to give that one a little playthrough, like I did with the finals. Just so I could say
Oh, for
I
sure, you
played it.
should definitely try it,
Yeah,
but
just
don't get discouraged because you'll
oh
die.
for
Like I
sure,
lose more than I win.
for sure. Like I said, I mean, I was happy us in Smite that one time, and I still enjoyed it. Right, it's just neat playing those kind of games, just kind of experiencing the characters. Um,
And if you want, just for you, I'll download it on PlayStation and we can play together.
nice, nice. You'll have some of the advantages. I wonder how it'll feel for you, yeah, because you're used to using mouse. I wonder
No,
how.
it's not an advantage. I'm shit with controllers.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I wonder how it'll feel like aiming and all that with the controller after you're used to
It's
using
gonna
a
be
mouse.
terrible. I know. Every time I try something, a gun game with controllers since I PC game, it's been just I can't do it anymore.
I get it.
Like when I was a kid, that it wasn't a problem, but since I started PC gaming, I can't go back. Like it's so clunky. I can't.
Yeah. No, no, I totally get that. It'd be like going back to GoldenEye all over again. Like,
Exactly. Yeah. Do it one stick. No, thank you.
the only other game I had to shout out was going to be Skyrim, only because I did one of the best quests I've done so far in that entire game, and it was one of those where you're just like, okay, this is like why I could see Skyrim got so much hype. It was the Dark Brotherhood quest line.
Right.
Um, I'm sure there's going to be other good ones I'll come across, but this one just, like I said, really got to me. It's been weeks upon weeks of playing Skyrim, so I usually do about an hour every Wednesday. So it starts off right. You go to the Dark Brotherhood, you get to find out who they are, yada yada. You get to see all the people that are in there, right? There's this one crazy dude um, that's talking to the Night Mother, which is their god that they believe in, and but she never talks back to him. So if by chance she was to talk back to you, you'd be labeled the listener, and it basically means that you talk to the god and you relay everything that the god tells you to do. So, so anyway, for the first little part, it's a little boring. You kind of just follow him around. You see what he's up to. You're gaining everyone's trust, and then all of a sudden the game just like really kicks into gear. Right? It's maybe like 2 quests into it. By the third quest, you have to follow Cicero. Cicero, I think that's his name, the crazy guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so you follow him, right? You go into the Night Mother's cage, and you're like, she's whispering to you, telling you stuff, which is this will be the big shocker, right? Because it turns out you were the listener all along. But you hear him, he's yapping away, right? She's not talking to him. And you just report back. You go, "Hey, I'm the listener now, apparently, because the Night Mother talked to me. That dude's just crazy, and he's not doing anything really bad." So it seems like everything's calm, and then you start the next quest, and you have to assassinate this lady at a wedding. And while you're doing that, this motherfucker goes on a killing spree in the Dark Brotherhood, and he literally like starts attacking everyone, and then flees. So I come back, right, and then like I'll come back, and one guy's sitting on the ground. He's holding his like knife wound, right, and they're all explaining what happened. They're like, "Yeah, you got to go find him and kill him now. Like he betrayed us, right?" So you end up going to like the other half of the map. It's called Dawn Guard, the place, and that's part of the DLC that came out. So that's where like the vampires and the werewolves and all that shit is. There's a special group called, I think, the Dawn Guard that hunt them down. But anyway, so you make your way to the back of the city. You see there's a Dark Brotherhood sanctuary. Um, you're about to go in there, and it turns out that another guy was also chasing him from the Dark Brotherhood, and he's sitting outside. He's holding his knife wound as well, right? He's like, "Yeah, get in there and kill that guy already." He's like, "Okay, this is getting good." So you go in there in the sanctuary. You navigate your way through it. Eventually, you meet him, right? And you have two options. You can like he looks like he's dead. Like he looked like he took a battle and he was finished, right? And the options are you can walk away and just say he died, or you can, fulfill the contract and kill him. So I asked chat, and Jimmy was the only one in chat at the time, and he's like, "Kill him, kill him." So, took
Yeah.
my
Well, nobody likes Cicero.
took my sword to him, right? And then obviously the guy was faking it the whole time, so he stood up. Right, it was a good little battle we had, and then I finally got to wipe him out. Then I go back to the Dark Brotherhood, and they asked me to talk to the Night Mother again, so I do. And this time, the Night Mother wants us to kill the Emperor of all of Tamriel. So if you don't know Elder Scrolls history, pretty much every like emperor has died one way or another in these games. Number 4, he literally died twice because there was the one emperor that gets killed at the beginning, and then another emperor that gets killed at the end of the
Yeah.
game, right? So, yeah. Anyway, so your objective is kill the emperor. So, then it goes into this crazy mission where you have to like their plan is so good. Basically, you were going to become this master chef that would poison the emperor's food. It'd be easy kill. It's the only way really to get to him, right? It's quick and fast. So you have to find this guy called the Gourmet, and you basically come to him. You go, "Hey, the Dark Brotherhood's looking for you," and then he freaks out. You kill him. It sounds really easy, but there was like tons of people around me, so I had to figure out ways how to crouch behind things so I wasn't visible, but I could still fire an arrow through their head. Which is really cheap, I found on Skyrim, because you can do that, but then you have to quickly drink an invisibility potion and run out the door. Otherwise, if you just stand there, they all know it's you for some reason. Like they'll take like a couple seconds to realize what happened, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, you're the bad guy, and they're all after you. So that part kind of sucked.
Hey, you're not Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, literally. Hey, you have a bow, and that guy has an arrow in his head. But yeah, so you can become the Gourmet, and then you get it's like the fun parts of Elder Scrolls, right, where they get a little cheesy with their lines. So you make your way to the Emperor's place, and you have this little conversation with his chef, and then you basically reveal it's like, "Well, I'm the Gourmet." And she's like, "Oh shit, I'm so sorry. I should have said all this stuff to you and insulted you and all this." Because before then, she's like basically like dissing him and saying like, "I don't know why he's coming here. Like, how good could he be?" It's like, well, I'm him. um, and then you get to like make your own little recipe like stew. So you could pick things like that it makes sense, right? Like so put some carrots in there, put some beef in there, or you could pick like vampire dust and like mandrake root or whatever they had in there. So I made it, I made it a little bit of both. um, yeah, so you end up
Yeah, I think you can put any object in it. No?
in that part they gave you two different options on what you wanted to pick,
Oh, okay.
just to make like the dialogue funny, basically. So yeah, you do all that, right? You finally get to serve it to the emperor. Um, he goes to take his bite, right? And obviously he's instantly poisoned. He does his dramatic like, and then he croaks on the table.
Yeah,
Jimmy
Bethesda
laughed.
style.
Yeah, no, because me and Jimmy laughed so hard because it's Bethesda, right? So obviously they couldn't make the body just die naturally. This dude literally went from the upright position to like flopped hard on the table. It was so bad. I was like, wow, it's like the worst physics I've ever seen. um, but yeah, so uh, everyone goes into high alert, and I of course navigated through the entire bloody area before I could find the exit. Because I didn't realize the exit was like right in front of you. So anyway, I did my little dash around, and then I went to the exit. Um, and then you go across this bridge, which is supposed to be your escape point, and then all of a sudden this one guy comes up to you and he goes, basically explains, hey, the whole thing was a trap. The lady from the Dark Brotherhood actually set you up. She said that if we captured you, everything would be square and even. But reality is he betrayed her as well, and he sent a special squad over to the Dark Brotherhood sanctuary. Now that he knows where it is, to kill everyone. So you basically kill everyone on the bridge, get the hell out of the town. You go back to the Dark Brotherhood, where you do find two guards outside the door, and you kill them. And then once you enter the sanctuary, this game just keeps going. The whole fucking thing's on fire. Like everyone's pretty much dying, or like every square inch of it's on fire. So you have to like navigate your way through it. You end up finding the red guard. He's still alive. And the little girl that's a vampire, I think she was still alive too. So you end up only saving two people, but you come across the werewolf and you can't exactly reach him in time, but he's fighting off a guard, and you eventually see him get stabbed to death. And yeah, just like each person that you've interacted with croaks one way or another. So you do all this, right? And it's like it's still fucking going, this quest. And, once you get to the point, right, you save the two people, then you run through the area. The guy's like, we gotta go, but no, of course not, you gotta go talk to the Night Mother. So you go off a different path while everything's on fire. You go up to the coffin, right? She closes the doors while everything's on fire and basically just puts you to sleep somehow. So I was like, well, this must be the end of my character. Like, I'm obviously dead. Like, but somehow I have survived this whole encounter. And then she just basically says, like, you still need to kill the one that betrayed you. She's somewhere in the building. Find her and end her life. So I'm looking for the girl that betrayed me. You eventually find her. She is literally burned to death. Like, she's hanging on with a thread. And she just basically says too, she's like, yeah, I was an asshole. I betrayed you. Like, just kill me. Let's just get this over with. So you kill her. Then you have to lug the Night Mother from that sanctuary all the way to the the Dawn Guard sanctuary to set up a new base of operations. And this, when you think everything's done, right? It's like, okay, how much more could there be? The Night Mother talks to you and says, nope, now you got to kill the real Emperor still. I still want you to carry out that quest. So, what was it? I had to find the paper trail to show where the Emperor might be. In order to do that, I had to like go find one of his elite guards. So the first time I went to go find the elite guard, he killed me on spot, so I had to go back to town, right, pay off my bounty so no one knew who I was again. And then I went to go find him. So this time, I chased this guy all around, and I was getting kind of annoyed because there was a bonus if I could kill him in town, right, in one of the towns, and not just on the trails. But anyway, it was way too hard, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to kill him when he leaves this town. As he's leaving the town, a dragon fucking comes down on me. Like, literally no warning. Like, it had to be a glitch in the game because, like, the sky was fine. And then the next second later, there was a dragon wing phasing through me, and I was like, "Fuck!" So I ended up like killing the dragon. Then I had chase after that guy, killed him, got the map or whatever where the real emperor is gonna be, and then I talked to one of their like henchmen they had on the side. And he confirmed the location. He's like, "Yeah, he's gonna be on this ship. Like, go there." So I had to um, travel to the emperor's ship, but you have to basically go into the water. You can't just teleport onto it or teleport near it. It's off on its own. So you have to swim through the water. You have to go up through the ship. You kill all the sailors and guards and all this other shit that's on there. And then you finally make it to the Emperor, which you assume would be a dramatic battle. You can literally kill this guy as he's talking. So he came in, he's like, "Huh, I bet you wish how." I just like fucking took him right down. I was like, "I don't have time for your shit." But yeah, and then finally I went back to the Dark Brotherhood. That was all complete. Obviously they're now notorious, right? Because they killed the Emperor. Like they've done something that the Dark Brotherhood hasn't done in a while. Because up until this point, they were pretty much not looked at anymore. They weren't really a threat. It was just kind of like something scary that could happen to you. The Dark Brotherhood showed up, but they weren't really terrifying, sorry, anymore. So yeah, after this, all of Tamriel knows, right, that you killed the Emperor of the Dark Brotherhood, and now I'm at the point where I think we're rebuilding it. So we're going to, find some more members and go from there. But yeah, that was literally like from the start all the way to the end of that quest line. It was just one thing after another. Like every time I was playing on Wednesday, there was always something exciting that was happening in the quest. It was really fun. Like I said, one of my favorite moments so far in Skyrim. That definitely wanted some brownie points.
Cool. Well, it sounds like you had fun.
I did, yeah. Like I said, I love Oblivion a lot, and most of the time in Skyrim, I didn't find the quest too exciting. But yeah, this one was just really well written. The characters in the Dark Brotherhood were all funny. They all had their own like interesting little quirks to them. I like it too because like the Dark Brotherhood's edgy, right? Like they talk about like killing and like different styles and shit, like how they're gonna do it. Like they're just weird people that like make sense. Like I said, you got a werewolf, you got a vampire, right? You got this jester that's crazy. There's a red guard that's well, he's like a red guard. I'm not. he's pretty much his type. You had you had this really cool Argonian that was like an assassin, right? Like yeah, there was a lot of like neat personalities in that quest, and in that that clan. So yeah, it was really good. Usually, I think it's the Daedra, the gods, that had the most interesting quests. But that was the first time that I played one, and I was like, wow, this is not what I expected it to be like. Sorry, ran out of breath there. Um, yeah. Other than that, I played a little bit of Dark Souls. We got a little bit further in that game, so that was good. Trying to think. Yeah, no, that
Yeah,
was pretty much
the
it.
Dark Souls, the famous Dark Souls.
I know. I kept making Jimmy laugh. I think it's Shen's Fortress, but I kept calling it Sean's Fortress. I was like, you know what? This is the name of it now.
I think it's wait, it's not Shen's Fortress.
I don't know. Was it Sen? Yeah, I think that's the spelling
I
for it.
don't remember.
But it was good. Like it's frustrating, obviously, a lot of the time. But you make progress. Like I played it for whatever it was 6 hours, and I got to the next.
Yeah, you like getting frustrated.
Yeah, I do. I managed to get to the next level, so I'm gonna come up to those um, two iconic bosses pretty soon. The one with the hammer, and then the other guy with the giant blade. And I think if you kill one, the other guy gets stronger or something. So that's gonna be an interesting battle. The Iron Golem was really
Cool.
disappointing. Like that was
Golem?
yeah. It was an Iron Golem I had to fight. He was a giant. He almost looked like a giant knight. He didn't look anything like a golem, so not sure why they called him that. But basically, he was just big, and like if he hit you for sure, like it was 2 hits and you were dead. But you could easily just run through his legs, and that was actually the strategy. So you had to keep hitting him in the legs until he eventually.
Oh yeah, I think I saw you do it that one on screen.
Yeah. So like I said, he was, every once in a while they give you a boss that's really easy. It just kind of takes you off guard. It's like, ugh. This wasn't like every other boss I had to fight so far.
On Twitch at Mindful Pig.
Yeah, OG.
You can see him run through legs.
And talk about slicing off penises, because that was my focus at the time.
Wait, what? I didn't talk about slicing off penises.
Because when he falls down, his lap's wide open, so that's like the only place you can hit. So I was like, I'm harvesting this thing.
Harvesting, not only slicing. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I did end up playing that. Well, it's a sorry inside joke to JWB, but the porno game that I sent you, that's not really a porno game.
Yeah.
And it is exactly what I thought it was gonna be. When
Our
you
porno game?
no, just like that really old school RPG. So when you're fighting things, right? It's the picture of the creature, and then you select, attack, defend, whatever it is.
Right.
And
So a
it's
dungeon crawler.
it is. It's 100% a dungeon crawler. You get the open world, but you're just like a little face icon. You can move left and right, and every time you do, there's a random encounter that's going to happen. You the thing I'll give it points. I mean, like in general, like it is a good game for a web page game. Like literally, you could just play this game on your Chrome. Your Chromebook, like I did, but on your Google Chrome, you just type in the name of the game, and right there it'll launch for you. I like the fact that it had what do you call it? Speech dialogue. So like as things are going through the tutorial, they had this really nice, I guess like fantasy girl voice that was talking you through it. Like
Fantasy girl
well,
voice?
you know what I mean? Like, is that
You're sure it's not a porno?
no, it's really not. But it's like that adventurer. You must go to Eldon now. like that.
I see.
That,
Yeah.
that iconic like girl voice, right? That always walks the warrior through their adventure. But yeah, it was really good. Like I was actually surprised. Like it stayed with the entire dialogue. I've played some AAA games where they will have speech for like maybe the first half of the dialogue, and then all of a sudden it just cuts out for no reason, and like you're just expected to read the rest, and it's like, what the shit is this? So
Yeah, that's so weird.
yeah,
That's such a pet peeve of me. It bothers me every time. Just says the first word, and then you have to read the rest.
yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
No, I hate that. I don't know why people think that's a good thing to have in games. Like, no, stop that. Or they do it.
Maybe the voice actors are paid by the word, so they they don't want to pay them.
That's true. Because they do that too sometimes, right? They'll have like one character that gets like all the voicing, and then all the other characters are mute, and it's like, why? Like that's so stupid.
Yeah. Like
see,
it's one thing in, let's say, Zelda, where they're like, it's just a sound, like meh,
yeah,
and then you have to read it. That's fine. But when it's like, oh, so adventurer, you, and then it just stops, and you have to read the rest.
I know it's so dumb.
Yes, that is true. And then there's the rest of the text, and what is it? Are you half mute? Like,
It's just the worst. Like, oh, I really don't even know who sat down and was like, "Hey, I have a really good idea, guys." So yeah, the game does a good job of just keeping with that dialogue. It's a grind. Like I sat there and I played an hour, and I didn't want to play the full hour because I was like, "This is all we're doing, guys." It's literally like, "Can you give me 3 rat tails?" And you have to go and collect 3 rat tails. Okay, now I need 5 crab pinchers, and you have to go get their claws or whatever, right? And then it's, can I get 3 bugs now? And it's constant back and forth collecting.
I can't believe you played that before Withering Waves.
I know.
Like, really, that's terrible.
The worst part is, like, I like those kind of games because I grew up on that shit. So I was like, I'm used to these RPGs. But I was like, to everyone else, I was like, please don't play this. You probably, like, unless you really, like, Django is the only other person in the Discord community I could think of that would actually enjoy that kind of game. just that old school RPG feeling.
Well, I looked at the site and I didn't trust it enough to give it my information, so I didn't want to play it.
I feel yeah. I was like, ah, it's the Chromebook. What's the worst that's gonna happen to it? Yeah, no, yeah, I'm gonna put down Marvel Snap for a little bit and hop into Withering Waves so I can at least
Finally,
have some
like
opinions
I've
on
had time to finish the game,
it.
so I'll be able to co-op with you and wreck everything.
Yeah, I wonder how it's gonna be on mobile. That's just I'm really curious if I can. I'm sure I'll be fine with
Well,
it.
my sister finds it runs very well. Like she has no trouble playing it.
It's more for me the control style. It's just getting used to holding your phone that way and getting used to like keeping your thumb in that area for the joystick if it requires all that.
Yeah, no, I personally can't. Like I've tried it and it's terrible. Like I would rather have a controller than this, but that's because I didn't grow up with smartphones, right? Like
Yeah.
it came when I was in high school, and even then I didn't have a smartphone, and so I mean maybe it probably got out before that, but I never got a smartphone until like I was an adult. So
No, it makes
I
sense.
didn't grow up with the touch pads and all that. So of course for me it's harder. But there was an interesting study actually where there's a whole generation where they know everything about how to use an iPad and intelligent phone and all those touch devices. But if you tell them to open your files on your desktop, they won't know what you mean, right?
Wow.
So there's a whole generation where they know super well how to use a, the this part of technology, but doesn't have that knowledge for the computer side
That's
of it.
surprising. Wow.
I know, right? So that's where all that mobile player base comes from, right? People that just use their phone and they don't have necessarily a PC, or they don't have knowledge
Yeah, I think like a lot of
to
people
to
downplay that community, eh? Like we always make fun of it, like, oh, a mobile game, right? But like you're right, there's a whole generation of people out there that are looking forward to like Diablo Immortal, right? Like coming out on mobile or whatever else they're gonna launch.
yeah. I mean, Diablo on mobile makes sense, but the problem with Diablo Immortal is how they presented it, not the idea.
Oh yeah. No,
Because the
but
idea is sound. Like Diablo makes sense on
yeah.
mobile, but the thing is, they put it initially only on mobile when they announced it, and then when everybody was like, "What the fuck, boo?" They all went, "What? What's wrong? You don't have phones?" Instead of like, you know, understanding the player base that grew up on PC playing Diablo, why they were angry that the new one would not be on PC.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I just mean you're right. There's like a whole generation of people out there that are looking forward to the next phone game, right? Where in our group of people, right, you talk to, most of them would be like, "Nah, I don't play mobile. Like, what the hell is that?"
Well, I mean, I don't know if they're looking forward to, but they definitely, you know, something that is interesting, right?
Yeah,
Or you scroll around for apps, or I don't know how you end up on it, but they're like, "Oh, that looks nice," you know. Because if I take my sister for example, she doesn't necessarily listen, like she doesn't follow gaming news per se, but if she sees something that interests her, let's say Little Nightmares, right?
yeah,
That looks cool for her. She'll get into it. So she's playing Withering Waves as well on mobile. And it was funny because I didn't know until I went on vacation with my family. So it was super funny to discover that and talk about the game with her like that.
no kidding. Eh?
But
Just look over. Hey,
yeah, I was like, oh, okay. And so yeah, all this to say, yeah, but she doesn't have a PC. I don't think she knows most of the commands or anything
yeah,
related to finding the write folders and blah 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 and all that.
Well, I was trying to think of that one. What's what Django plays now that we that got so many advertisements. I said when it comes to mobile games, you're right. It's usually like you see on
Oh,
YouTube.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like how many times you see advertisements for that, right? Like that's pretty much how they capture everyone, right? They just spam you with advertisements for
I
that
guess
game.
so, because that's true. When you're on mobile, you listen to a lot of videos, so which means ads.
Yeah. Thank you for the shout out, Jody. Or shout out, Raid Jody. Thank you. I'm shouting you out. Sorry. Hope you had a good stream. Um, Here, let me just I have to type it all in. Sorry.
Welcome all to the podcast.
There we go. Okay, perfect. Funny stream. Aw, that's good to hear. But yeah. So that was everything I did. Did you have anything else, GW? Sorry that you played or you watched that you wanted to shout out?
Nope. Um, I mean, I can quickly say that I watched Alien Romulus and that it's not necessarily the cinema worth it. I mean, it's worth a watch, but it's not, incredible or anything. I would put it on the same level as, let's say, Alien Covenant in terms of it's good, but it's not incredible or anything. Like, there's a lot of other Alien movies I would rather watch. Also, there are dumb stuff with it, and um, a lot too many callbacks to previous uh, films and stuff. That's it.
Um, I have to, yeah. So I didn't even realize there was an Alien movie that came out like prior to this one. Like I thought the last one was Prometheus. I think that was what I watched.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I really like that one.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why. When I first watched it, I didn't like I liked it, but I didn't find it like connected with Alien very well. But I watched it a few more times since then, and I was like, no, I get it now. Like I get what they were trying to go for with this one. Um, yeah, and it's really fucking good. It's actually like a really good movie.
Yeah, and characters are cool as well, and that's something that's actually missing with this new one. There's not much characters. I will shout out the guy playing the robot though. He was very very good. Like
Yeah,
I can't wait to see him act in something else.
yeah, he was
And
phenomenal.
oh, yeah, like Michael, you're probably thinking of Michael Fassbender in Prometheus. I was talking about the
Oh,
Romulus movie.
oh, sorry. Yeah, I thought you meant Prometheus. I was like, no, he was really good in that one.
There's a robot in there as well, and there's an interesting relationship between the main character and the robot.
Oh,
But
okay.
the actor playing the robot was very good because he ends up playing like two different characters. It's super interesting and very well done. So
Ooh.
and the set pieces, the visuals of Romulus is awesome though. That's its best quality. But the rest sort of falls down as the movie progresses. Like it starts off very well, but then it sorts of fall off.
Um, there was one thing I watched that I was going to ask you because you're a fan of stand up like I am. Do you like Matt Rife at all?
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah. Okay. Did you get a chance to see his new Netflix thing that he posted? The
No,
no. What do you do? I'm really curious on your feedback on it because I didn't really like it. I found it to be very censored. Um, like he went,
really.
yeah,
That's surprising for him.
exactly. Like Cheyenne was different. She loved it. She was having a great laugh. She thought it was perfect. And I was like, no, man. I said that was way too feel good. He doesn't do. He does some jokes, like he has some written ones, but he's doing more crowd work in this one. And
Right.
it just felt like everything was very like, oh, but that's wonderful for you, and like fantastic job. You're a great human being. It's like no, like you're a comedian. Like start cracking the
Like
jokes, man.
it it felt fake because he wasn't roasting them, or he
Yeah.
was. Okay, I see.
Like he'll make a stab at them, right? But then it's like he's almost apologizing by like complimenting them right afterwards. It's like no, you don't do that. Like just stick with your roast. Like
He's just stabbing them. He's not letting the blade day.
Yeah, just like I don't know. I was just disappointed because I was like, man, like you went through all that bullshit and everything, right? That was going on. Because I guess his first Netflix special, there was that little bit of drama that happened afterwards. People thought he was
Oh,
being,
I didn't know.
yeah, people just thought he was being insensitive to certain cultures, or no, was it? Sorry, to women.
No, like every fucking comedian.
I know.
Like it seems like every comedian is being blackballed for like saying jokes or saying not that bad of a thing, but somehow it makes someone cry somewhere in the world.
Like I said before, like if you're paying tickets to see someone, like expect it. Like I mean, you should know what their style
For
is.
sure.
Yeah. And even Cheyenne made a good comment too. She's like, people picked on him for that, but like they obviously haven't seen like Delirious with like Eddie Murphy. Like I mean, there's some
Yeah.
like we grew up on some pretty crazy comedy, like, but it was great. Like it made you laugh, right? Like that's the whole objective of it. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Comedy should be everything or nothing, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't really censor it, I find.
No, and you will find people you like and people you don't, right? Like, there's quite a few comedians that, like, not offensive wise, but I just don't find them particularly funny. And, like, that's okay. Like, I'm not going to be like,
Yeah.
fucking cancel this motherfucker. Because, oh, yeah. But yeah, when you watch it, I'm just curious if you felt the same way when you do get around to
Well,
it.
I'll have to take a look when I have time.
No worries. But yeah, so the only topics of discussion that we had. Actually, one will be for the first time. I think will be like right in the hot of the news of it all. But Jimmy gave me a little sneak peek, telling me that Borderlands 4 is supposed to be coming out. They've already announced that that's going to be a possibility for next year, even. I believe is what he was saying to me, which kind of made me laugh because I was like, they were clearly trying to build that off the hype of the movie, and that didn't pan out.
Oh yeah, for sure. When I saw the commercial, I was like, now I understand why they released the movie.
Oh, what a fail. I don't know. Like I've seen some people on Twitter that I trust, and they said it was decent. But I also felt like,
Yeah, I don't trust that.
yeah, no, I was in my mind. I was like, I know you're pulling a me right now. You watched it. You don't want to be negative, so you just want to be like, no, it's good. They were trying.
Yeah, but trying doesn't mean it succeeds.
Exactly.
My favorite example is the Knives Out movie. I don't know if you've seen them.
No.
They're basically murder mysteries movies. Like they used to make it, but with more of a modern twist.
Ooh, okay.
And I don't like them. They're not good because I don't think they're good. They failed in many ways. But I have a friend that likes it because it's hard to do and they've tried something.
Yeah.
But in the end, like I see what he means, but that doesn't mean it's good, right?
Yeah.
When I watch it, I don't like it. But I see what they're going for. So you can't be objective and say, no, I see what they're going for, but it's not good.
Exactly, yeah. It's same with video games, right? We all have those, people like I defended Agents of Mayhem, but I know a lot of people didn't like that game. Like I get
Me
it.
included.
But yeah. So I'm still excited for it. I mean, Borderlands 3 really dropped the ball, and it's really interesting going back to Borderlands 1 after not playing for so long. I didn't realize how different that game was from number 2. And not the number 2 did a great job. Like I think it was one of their better pieces of work. The pre-sequel I really enjoyed. I know that was kind of a mix. Some people really liked it, some people really didn't. But yeah, like I there was characters in Borderlands 1 that I completely forgot about, and I know it expands into the Telltale series and all that, but I have to, as I progress through it, I'll have to remember some of them and look up how they actually died or why they weren't in the second game, like what ended up happening to them. But it's just there's interesting mechanics they have. Like I like the fact that you didn't get perks until level 5, where the other games right it happens right after level 1. Um, the skill trees are a little bit different, I guess, feeling to them. I think they toned it up more in number 2 and made it more so you could have builds. But yeah, it's a really different feel when you play number 1 versus the other ones. But anyway, my main point was I hope that Borderlands 4 finds some of that number 2 magic again. Um, I think
Well, if you want to have an idea of where it's going, watch the movie.
yeah, yeah, I agree. It'll probably be heavily based off that, which is a shame. The other one too that was kind of talked about was Xbox buying Warner Brothers Studio. I was just kind of listening to the podcast this morning about that one on
What?
XNC. Yeah, like I don't think anything's been official yet, but like it is the start of that whole thing, like it was for Call of Duty. Like just the rumors are starting to pop out now about it, and
Okay, so it's a rumor.
yeah, but I mean, so was Activision at the beginning, right? Then that kind of.
Sure.
Um, but even like they
But
were.
it's important to you know
Well,
detail if it's a rumor, if it's confirmed.
yeah,
Because
yeah, no, of
I'd be
course.
surprised, honestly.
Well, they brought up a good point too. It's like, I mean, besides all the excitement that yes, they get all these different studios, like what was it Mortal Kombat, they get the Neverlands or whatever studio they are.
They,
Um,
I guess they would get Rocksteady, they would get
exactly, yeah,
Batman, they would get yeah, a bunch
yeah.
of stuff. But
But then they've
aren't they satisfied with the
that's what they're
with
saying, right? Like
buying the biggest game in the industry?
that's what they're saying. Like, imagine if they bought this, they have the entire like Marvel universe now to look after on top of everything else, right? Like,
DC, you
or
mean?
DC, sorry, yeah, sorry, DC universe to look after on top of everything else. Like
Oh no, please no,
that's a
no.
lot. That's a lot for Microsoft, right?
I
To
didn't
manage.
thought of this. No, please, Microsoft, don't take DC away.
Um, the other thing they were thinking of too, right? If this conversation was true, right? Is they might just be buying certain studios, like they were saying, right? Maybe they'll buy Mortal Kombat only, which should make
Oh, that
sense.
would make more sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that being an option, especially because this was kind of piggybacking off the whole Tango Game Studio. Because it's that was a shocker, right? Like usually you don't see something that gets shut
Oh, for
down,
sure.
get revived again, right? So I know Warner Brothers is in a bit of a pickle right now, anyway. So they might consider,
Oh, they've been stupid.
yeah, I could totally see them considering that, like selling off a studio, just to keep their other franchises alive.
Yeah, Rocksteady,
Yeah.
because they're the one who fucked up.
um, but yeah,
Like they did the Suicide Squad that nobody wanted,
I know.
and
What a disappointment.
there you go.
There's still some people
And
that
then
defend that
they
game
look.
too.
Ugh, I won't go there, but uh, yeah, no. I mean, the worst is they've seen Hogwarts Legacy, one of the biggest selling games they've had,
Yeah.
if not the biggest the company ever had. And then they look at Suicide Squad, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we're doubling down on live service games."
It's like why? Like
Like, it's so stupid. It's like it's the biggest loss of like so many companies. I mean, it's one of the biggest loss in general of a company that has ever had. And then they look at that, they're like, "Oh yeah, you know what? Let's redo it again." Like fucking hell! Don't you learn?
especially like you said, they have so much at their disposal too, right? To like make a nice single player game. It's a shame.
I mean, it's not a bad idea to do live service.
No, but not to make
It's
that your
just you
whole
need to make a
focus.
game. Well, you need to make a game before and then have a live service second to accompany that game, right?
Yeah. Um, But yeah, the other topic we had there was Tango Studio. So I mean, I kind of went on my spiel of it. Now, okay, that one I'm gonna look into a little bit more. Because on that podcast too, they were explaining it, and that when they bought Tango, apparently they didn't get everything. So they didn't get the studio that made the Evil Within.
Yeah, no, I know. They've only bought
That
the because
sucks.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. They bought the studio, but not the IP, except Hi-Fi Rush. They
Yeah.
only bought Hi-Fi Rush and the company, and everything else to Microsoft. Well, no Evil Within in the foreseeable future.
So like I was
For now.
when I heard this, I was like, well, why is everyone getting so fucking jacked? Like, like it just makes me more mad about that whole situation. It's like,
Well, it's disappointing for me because I love Evil Within, but you
yeah,
know I understand it because it was one Hi-Fi Rush is what made them was their biggest success as of now, right? It's what the most players were talking about currently. Nobody's talking about Evil Within
but like,
except people like me, right?
no, like that's even okay. Like, I'm gonna make sure I get all these slides in this to back up my points. But like I showed you guys the statistics, right, for as far as those games were selling and all that. But even worse is it was on Game Pass, right? Like there was really no way to gauge it. But I forgot about
Yes.
the achievement systems. And the one guy said on there, I think it was for normal difficulty, it was a rare achievement, which means less than 10% of the players that played that game actually beat the game. And then I think for easy mode, it was literally like 3% higher. So if it was 10%, the next one would be like 13%. And I think for beating the final or the first boss, sorry, the first whatever of the game, it was only 33%. So he was like, who are these fucking people that are hyping this game up? He's like, because obviously it wasn't the majority of Xbox players. And he's like, and then you look at like
Oh,
the,
that's interesting.
yeah, you look at the PlayStation 5 sales, right? It wasn't that spectacular. That's what I mean. Like, everyone got so excited over this. And it's like, why? You guys didn't even like care about the game. Like,
Well, two things. One could be marketing stunt,
yeah.
which it sounds like it by the numbers you're giving me.
Oh, yeah.
Or two, people get excited for underdogs in general. So it's a
Yeah.
small studio, an indie game. Indie games always people cry, enjoy about them, even though they're not that great sometimes. And so there's that element possible as well, where people did not play them, but they're like, oh, look at this great thing that Xbox did until they closed it.
And like I said, you know, like I was telling you guys and you know and everyone else, like I'm happy. Obviously, people aren't going to lose their jobs. I'm happy that there's some kind of saving grace to all of this. I just think it could have been done. Like if this was always an option, then there is a lot of game studios that did get shut down that are good and had produced great results. That like why couldn't they been purchased? Like literally, if you were
Yeah,
able,
like Arcane.
yeah, and if you're able to like even just pick, whatever the IP is, even that would have been awesome. Like there are some that are just lost, to time and space now at this point. That I'm sure a lot of people would love to see resurrected and brought back, right? So, yeah, it's just crazy. It's just a crazy scenario. This all came to be.
Yeah. Now you're puzzling me with these numbers.
Right? Like, I mean, so I'll definitely look it up afterwards. I can have some slideshows in here to show you guys, and I'll also post the things that I did in the Discord about sales and all that, and how Hi-Fi Rush didn't do as much, as everyone seems to make it sound like it did. Um, yeah, yeah. Thank God for achievements. At least we can see what players are doing on these games. Like that's sad if it's a rare achievement and no one even actually beat the game, but like who's really playing rhythm games right now? Like, it was an odd approach.
I don't know. I always hear about them, but I don't like them.
No,
So I always think that it's like a fringe, like group of
yeah.
people that play them. But a lot of people around me do play them, though.
Wow.
Like as much gamers as casual gamers.
Like I get Rock Band. I like, you're holding an instrument, like, you feel like you're a part of it, right? Um But yeah, without that, like, I don't know. What was it? Fortnite? They have that mode in there right now, and I don't know how popular that one is. Maybe it's really popular. Maybe I'm just completely wrong.
Like I said, I don't. I'm in the same boat as you. I don't know, but I know a lot of people around me do play them. Like even on their, let's say, phone, just tapping the right moment and all that.
The other one I had there, going off that censorship topic, was Dead Rising. I was even pissed. Like
Oh,
I didn't even play the game, and I just read everything that they changed, and it was more of like the responses, like the excuses why they made those changes. I was like, why don't you guys just admit it? Like you caved to the 3% of people that were going to get mad at you instead of the entire other play. Like that was one of the comments. They said like, oh, we didn't want to piss off. Sorry, no, we we do this to piss off the 3% of like diehard fans, but we want to make this in our way, in our vision, yada yada. It's like, boy, you got those numbers backwards. Like your actual
yeah,
fan base that cared about was the 97% people, that wanted this game, not the 3%.
yeah. Nobody wants the fucking censor version of the game of a game they like.
Yeah, and
Same thing with movies. You don't show uncensored version of the movie, and then you release the censored version. Ooh, as a extra thing. You're taking shit out of it. Like it's backwards. It's so stupid. They've done the same thing with Chainsaw game that
the
they're sort of remastering, remaking, or whatever. They've
yeah.
censored or so I've heard. Right? They're censored. They're censoring a bunch of stuff. If you're going to censor stuff, just don't remake it. Don't remaster it.
Yeah, so
Or
sorry, I was just trying to pull it up to say a few examples. So one was Larry's character. He was changed because way back in 2006 there was a lot of animosity between Japan and Asia. So Larry was originally a yellow-skinned fat guy to make fun of them and even their culture, but now he's been changed over to a white guy. Um, like
okay, but I have a question with this. Does he do racist things, or is it just he looks like that?
he just looks like that. I remember playing that
Okay,
game.
then it's completely stupid because that means it's the person's bias that he's putting on this character, right?
Yeah, because I really don't remember him saying anything like bad or whatever. It was just like like in the older movies, right? How they used to imitate a Chinese person or whatever. It was that, but like obviously it was a character design that way, right? It
But
was
because it's one thing to like maybe they did, maybe they don't. It does. We don't know because it's one thing to where he was going ching chong chung and
yeah, exactly.
acting like super racist. It's another that you're like, oh yeah, we didn't really like the design because it makes us think of at the time when the tensions were high. Blah, blah. Okay,
Yeah.
that's your own view. That's not an actual thing. It's not a fact.
Um, the other one was the erotica, because in 2024, we have many people feel uncomfortable with certain topics. Erotica was changed because the Delves felt having Frank West, and therefore, sorry, just broke up that text. Um, yeah, the Devils felt heavy Frank, and therefore the player going around taking unsolicited photos of unconsenting women and also corpses was not what they wanted to have part of the series anymore. Harassment and necrophilia are bad, but I understand why people want it back. Even if it's kind of weird, I get it. It's a fucking zombie game. Like, are you kidding me? Like, do they not know what they're making? Like,
Oh, I mean,
and
I
like,
sort of get it, but yeah.
well, like that's his whole thing.
Like that one is the that one is the only thing where I'm like, okay, maybe you have a point there.
But like this was the
But
game where you got to fight with like a giant dildo. Like you know what I mean? Like the game was over the top
but
for
that's the thing, yeah,
like,
yeah.
and I don't really remember you like taking photos of like women and stuff unless they be like undead zombies, which like I'm sorry, there was an achievement in Lollipop Chainsaw where you had to like try to look under her skirt and it was like You could do it, right? But the game would give you an achievement going like, "Oh, you were a naughty naughty." Like, like
Same thing with Nier Automata.
yeah, like people just do dumb shit. Like that's just people, right? Like whatever. If they're gonna take a photo of an undead zombie girl, like that's their kink. Like whatever. But for the other part of the people that play it, right? Like I don't know. I don't see why that was a big issue.
I don't know. I don't know why you're censoring a game where you're fucking mutilating bodies.
Yeah, like the game was supposed to be over the top. That's what's its selling point, right? Like that's why you
No, but
wanted
my
that.
point is the thing they're censoring is trivial. It's we've changed a character, we've changed so that you can't take weird photos, and so they're censoring trivial side stuff that doesn't really matter,
Yeah,
and they're uncomfortable with sexual innuendos or whatever, but they're comfortable with body mutilation. That's it's so weird.
and then was there? Oh, Kent's lines are changed. This goes hand to hand with the erotica thing. Kent now wants an outtake, basically a funny shot in the remake. Cliff's lines were changed. Cliff no longer calls Frank a communist. Now this change is because DRDR will be released in multiple countries, including China. Amounts will also have voice acting in those languages. 2006 Dead Rising only had American voice acting. Okay, so because they're going to release in other countries, they're going to have special voice actors for them for each of those languages, and that's their justification why.
Again, they didn't have to.
No, it's
They
like
could have just changed the voice, the line for the country they're releasing for.
it's so true. Wow.
Disney do it all the time with their movies. They cut out like all the, let's say, LGBT stuff, right?
Yeah.
For example, there's a character in the second movie of Doctor Strange that has two moms. That's all cut from the movie. You don't so that it doesn't piss off China. So you could do something similar where you just change the line for China. No, it's it's not. They're just changing stuff to change stuff. It's not a. It's detrimental for the consumer. Anyway.
It's yeah.
It's stupid. It's bullshit. The reasoning.
It is. I said that was the worst what do you call it, explanations to go with these. Like it just we censored it because of this. Like no, you didn't have to. You literally didn't have to do any of that. Yeah, and then they just brag about
Like
the
you
quality.
can censor it for the country you're releasing to. You don't need to
Yeah,
censor it for us.
yeah, yeah. That was a dumb one. I just had to look at that.
Unless the government is pulling the strings, but
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
stupid.
Just trying to think, was that all of them? Yeah, those are the two I had. Um, yeah. Other than that, yeah, just a there was just Concord. I'm just kind of waiting for that one to drop. Jimmy says he's gonna try that one out, so he's gonna give me some feedback on it once he plays it.
Oh yeah, he's buying it day one.
He is, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like, the more I'm watching, he's like, I gotta try this. I gotta play this. I was like, all right, Jimmy.
Oh, he didn't play it during the open beta.
Did he get? I don't care if he had a chance or not. Maybe no, he did. Yeah, he did play it. But I guess he liked it enough. But I guess he's still watching more things about it. Because every so often he'll text me like, okay, I'm on the boat. I'm gonna play this game.
He's a brave man because I don't think it will last long. So he better play all the hours that he can on it
I get his point.
before the server shuts down.
He wants to support it because he likes the fact that it doesn't have the battle pass. He likes that he just buys it and he gets everything at once. And I was like, I get that. I can understand why you want to support that business model.
Sure, but I won't buy something just to support something.
No, I get it.
Because in the end, it's detrimental to the consumer as well to just buy something to support without a good reasoning, right?
No,
I mean,
no.
you in the end, to each his own, but it has to be good for the consumer in the end.
Oh, of course, yeah. Like I said, that's just one of the reasons why he wants to get it, right? But I know he actually likes the game itself. Um, that he seemed to
Yeah,
enjoy.
no, the game is good. Like if it didn't, if I didn't think it would be dead on launch, I would probably buy it as well.
Like that's the thing. Like I feel like you're very honest with it, where not like against Jimmy. Like I know Jimmy actually likes it, right? But I do hear people talking about it and how they're gonna play it and all that. And I also just wonder if it's because they only have like Concord or Astrobot to choose from right now. Like I wonder if there was another card put on the table, would Concord still be the game they're all thinking about buying and playing? I don't think it would be.
I mean, there are plenty other games that are not exclusives that can be bought, right?
Of course, yeah, no, I'm
Like
just
Black Myth Wukong came out recently that everybody seems to like. So
did that one do well? Okay, good. I heard a few people um say they weren't feeling it.
yeah, no, I've heard various things, but in general, it's very positive. I think.
That's awesome. Good. That's good. The other one I saw pop up too, I'll have to check more into it, is apparently Indiana Jones is going to come to PlayStation 5 as well.
What?
I'll have to confirm that one. But as I said, I've been that was one of the other topics I haven't looked at yet on one of the podcasts um, that I listened
That
to.
that 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 can't be true.
Or wait, no, sorry. Was it? I might be wrong here. I'll just do a check to make sure. I might actually been Dreamcast guy. I think I'm mixing it up.
Oh
Yeah,
my God, mindful.
it was Dreamcast guy. He's the one that said it. Indiana Jones coming to PS5. So I'll have to watch that one.
But confirmed, or is he thinking that?
Well, the title is X.
Because he thinks a lot of wild shit, you know.
I know. The title is Xbox is dead. Indiana Jones coming to PS5 4 hours ago.
Okay, okay, but that's just the title. You didn't listen to the video, did you?
No. I said I just noticed that when I popped on for the podcast.
Okay, well, you'll have to do to in the video you're going to edit. You'll have to edit and add if it's confirmed or not.
I was wrong.
Because that's one of their that would be one of their biggest exclusives that they would not make it exclusive. Like I don't know. That seems like a mistake.
Yeah, because I mean, if they did that, then what would be stopping them from Elder Scrolls 6 being? I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be cross-platform, but that would pretty much put the nail in the coffin.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm preparing to buy Indiana Jones on PC because it's not on PlayStation. But if they're going to put it on PlayStation, I might just buy it on PlayStation instead.
Yeah, I mean that's a game you can play on console.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sleepy, I saw you hopped in. How's it going?
Hello, it's just okay, hanging in there, I did, survive the day by day.
Yeah, what are you?
Surviving Valorant.
Yeah, I've been taking breaks. To be honest, I've been breaks from Valorant when I'm not streaming, I'm not even gaming. I'm sleeping half of the time. But I thought, so I haven't streamed for like a week or so, whatever. Like, let's see how it goes. All right, I don't know. It was funny. It was definitely funny. Sunday, because one of my friends hopped in my stream, and we have a whole inside joke now. Like when we play comp together, we're like, and someone's being toxic. We're like, oh, are we stirring the pot? Are we like being toxic bad? So it was so fun. Someone's talking mad shit about me when I was playing, and then he's like, stir the pot. I might. So that was fun. But yeah, when I'm not streaming, I'm not really gaming as much as I used to anymore.
Is it because there's a lack of game, or what do you think the reason is?
I don't know. I was not very motivated anymore to play games. I'm like, yeah, I just not very motivated anymore. Motivated. It's just streaming was my motivation for gaming. And since I only stream on the weekends, I don't really play games on the weekdays unless my friends ask. Um, if if I to hop on Val and stuff like that.
Right, I see.
Are you still playing Dead
But
by
I
Daylight and
try
all
to. I do.
that?
I think I'm like slightly taking a break from DVD because like 2 days strong and I don't want DVD on my own.
That's understandable.
Especially my bad of a PC app that I have at home. So no, thank you. No, thank you.
How's everything been though with you and your shop?
It's good. It's still a bit slow because since I do work in a college town, college students are still not here yet. They return next week. But yeah, hanging in there.
Are you taking any vacation though, like right now, while it is slow?
Sorry, sorry, my foot. Say that one more time.
No worries. I said, are you taking any vacation time right now while things are slow for you?
No, I just come into work way later.
Yeah.
I come into work at like 2:30. Besides Saturdays, I work all day. But besides that, like I don't know. Tomorrow is my day off, and then Thursday is my day off as well. But I don't know. I might just hop on in here on Thursday. We'll see. I don't know yet.
No worries. Hey, well, don't forget you have what is it, September? So you got September. So anyone that'll sub to you on Twitch gets a little bit of a discount for that whole month.
Oh yeah, the whole thing, huh? I don't know. We'll see. Because I am also retaking my exam, not this Thursday, but next Thursday. So I might do a few short streams over this weekend. We'll see.
Ooh.
Or I just might give myself a little break. But I don't know. I've been taking too many breaks from streaming, so they have back at it.
I get it. I think summer is like a really difficult month to keep with streaming. Like you said, viewer wise, it could be tough because a lot of people are just doing things, right? And then even yourself are like you know, why do you want to be locked inside all the time streaming and playing video games? You could be going out places and doing stuff, right? Like, I get it. Usually I find fall is like when everyone starts to get back into the groove of things and viewer counts start to rise again as we get closer to winter.
I personally prefer winter. I get burned up by the sun.
Me too. I like winter and fall a lot more, but that's because we're Canadian.
For me, I'm Californian, so I'm like, dude, too hot.
But you don't have snow, though, do you?
Technically, we do.
Oh,
It's just 2 hours. It's just 2 hours away from where I live.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have like snowstorms and stuff like that.
I mean, we have hailstorms. I mean, I feel like that worse.
Oh yeah, that's way worse for sure.
Oh yeah, the tornado warnings and shit.
But the only thing that sucks is the daylight saving, where it's like it gets dark a lot sooner.
Yeah.
Compared to like, technically, my mom said technically. Okay, it's not. I don't know if it's word for it. I don't know if like is that fact. But like Hawaii doesn't do that. Like a lot of places in the U.S. do not do daylight saving.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people I thought
like
were
Hawaii,
challenging that.
Well, I know a lot of people have been challenging it, but I didn't know places have started to just said fuck it.
You know, that's why even here in California, there was a whole debate daylight savings, and then half of us are like, you know what, like F it, you know. Most of us like, but keep it, and I'm just like, I just don't for it.
You know, it's one of those things like I never have a strong
I just
opinion
don't care
on
for it.
until like I watch like like Bill Nye or someone explain it to me. I'm like, oh yes, okay, we do need daylight savings. This is important.
Yeah, I don't know the importance of it.
No, same here. I said I'd probably have to watch one of those videos. I'm like, okay, I get why we have it now. It all makes sense.
Do you have daylight saving? Does Canada have daylight saving?
Yes, we
Of
do.
course.
Yep, we follow that program.
I don't know. Okay.
It was like I don't know, not an incredibly hot topic or like that, but like there was one of those videos that I was watching recently, and I always screw up his last name. Was it Neil? Is it Neil deGrasse? I think that's his full name.
No, deGrasse Tyson.
DeGrasse Tyson, thank you. Yeah, he was talking about how he would never change his dialogue as far as was it BC before Christ? Because how they want you to say it now?
BCE, before Common Era.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, and he's like, it's ridiculous. He's like, they created the calendar.
I agree.
And everything. Yeah, he had like all these great reasons. I was like, yeah, it makes sense. This is a smart guy. I believe him.
No, it's just part of the whole, fucking wave of renaming everything for no reason.
Yeah. I thought that one was kind of dumb too. I was like you said, it doesn't even tie religion to it, right? You're just saying before Christ. Like it's not the end of the world. But yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So sorry, Sleepy. So did you have anything you want to shout out for stream wise? We were pretty much wrapping it up, but you can have a spotlight if there's anything you're doing special.
My is a work in progress, but my face cam happening.
Ooh, okay.
So little. I'm not saying when. I'm not saying, on this day it's gonna be a little surprise. It's gonna be a pop out of nowhere. It's not gonna be in a title. How you just pop up in my stream and like, holy shit.
Oh, that's a cool way to do it. I like that.
So,
Yeah.
so that's probably gonna happen once in a while. I'm gonna try to stream some lethal if possible, because I want to get back into lethal. Definitely want to get back into Phasmophobia. Trying to think what else. I don't know, just play more like scary games, maybe play more story-based games. Because I've been playing story-based games off stream, and I've been like totally addicted to it, and like literally be on it for hours and forget about my daily life. I don't know. Like I just don't need one thing that I'm truly like looking forward to it. Is probably the face cam. It's just happened out of nowhere. Judd actually offered to give me his old face cam.
Oh wow.
So that might be coming up. So we'll see. Honestly,
I think you've been talking about face camming for like multiple months now, or podcasts, no?
Yeah, no, I have. It's just, I honestly kind of everything else like a secret for like a hot minute until like I got everything like rolling, and now I actually got stuff like I actually got, it's in a process.
Of course, of course. Do you still play Lethal Company, Sleepy, or?
I do once in a while, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I do once in a while.
No, fair enough.
I just have to play it on stream, but I want to. I do want to play more story games though. I since we're talking about face cam, that would be a nice little throw in treat. You guys see me
for sure.
my you're in my freaking house.
Especially being on PC,
So
right? You have so many options. Like there's just a huge catalog of games. I'm sure you could go through.
yeah, I'm to be honest, I'm not looking forward to that yet. To play horror games. But I don't know, and I might do a birthday stream in October to celebrate my bid 2.5.
Woohoo!
Woo! Officially, that'll be in my mid-20s. Woohoo!
Not too bad.
But yeah, I might do a birthday stream. Who knows? Maybe I'll do my birthday stream and have my camera on.
Yeah,
We'll never know. You know,
be a
a
surprise.
little teaser out there. Yeah, a little teaser out there. But that's basically it. Hopefully, that's basically it for me right now. I have nothing else.
And
I
then,
have no other big news yet. So
no, that's good. And then, sorry, JW, you didn't get a chance to talk about your stuff too. So, is there anything you wanted to shout out that you were working on? I want to say we did mention it last podcast, but just to be safe, you did release another chapter in your story.
Yes, the sorrow we know. I've released what we basically carry side of the events of what's happening in the book. We see her past and everything, and I'm currently working on the next part of that, and then so there's like 2 chapters left before the story is actually complete.
Wow. Okay. Oh, we're really close then. Nice.
Yep. So I need to get to it to finish it at some point, and yeah, get ready to that, and to also find a way to, because I want to also self-publish it with some extra content with that story that would come with it. So
Oh.
I will do that as well for people that would prefer to wait until the story is complete, and just have it in maybe physical in a physical format if I can do it easily.
Yeah. Like I told you, right? If you're able to do that, I definitely want to be the first person to purchase one off you, because that'd be cool. That'd be so cool to have.
Oh yeah, and I always prefer physical media. Physical media is important to me. So
Oh yeah.
if I may able to do it, depending of how much it costs and everything, that's what I would do.
And I know you were kind of talking about on your Discord, JW, but is this like the solo project that you're focusing on right now, or do you still have a few others that you are poking some fires into?
So I have multiple projects, but I have 2 that I'm concentrating on. So I have the Sorrow We Know,
Yeah.
which is the horror teen drama story that is currently on Wattpad, but that will have a physical format at some point, or hoping to, actually. I don't want to promise something that I'm not sure I'll deliver, but I would want to do that. So there's that, and there's the second story, the Inexistent, The Ashes of War, which is a spy adventure story. It's a bit of everything: drama, action, adventure, comedy. It has it all. And where a group of spies are stuck on an island, and they're unable to make contact on the outside world, so they have to figure out how to work together and get out of this situation while there are also weird stuff happening on the island. So
Ooh.
this story, since it's, I think, broader appeal, I think I'll go and try and find a publishing house, right?
Yeah.
So so I can have a broad to have a broad audience. So like that, I can explore both industries: the self-publishing one and the um, publishing house part as well.
That's cool, man. Wow. Okay. That's exciting.
So they're both of them are on the verge of being finished. Like that last one, Inexistent, I'm on the finishing touch-ups, right, of sentences and stuff. I'm trying too hard to be perfect. I should just search it, because here's the thing. I like, I don't want. I have trouble leaving the stories I'm making. I make them, and then I know the next part will be the boring part that I don't care about, which is finding and marketing the products, right? So I just need to push myself to get to it.
No, I get that. It's crazy. See, if I had more time on my hands, it'd be kind of cool. Like, I mean, with multiple different scenarios that I've had like this, but for yours in particular, right? It'd be cool to have like your bits of dialogue and update when you first started talking about this, like up until now, because it's just been such a cool process that you've gone.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I am planning now. Don't quote me on this because I haven't started yet or anything, but I am planning to have I think it's called full stack or something like that,
Okay.
where it's a platform where you can basically write anything you want. So I am planning to do some,
Oh,
sort of explaining, uh, a sort of dev diary type of thing, but for writing, right? So
that's
let's say
cool.
explaining my chain of thoughts and everything for each chapters that I've released and stuff like that. So I am planning to do that potentially as well.
That's cool.
Is it full
Okay.
stack or is it fall stack? I don't know. It's something like that, the name. Because I've been hearing a lot about that platform, so I think I might just get into it.
Okay. And I guess it's there we'll have to sign up for then to access it.
No,
No.
you can access it for free, probably. I think
Oh.
so, yeah.
Okay. Nice. Okay. I'll have to check that out when you start utilizing it. Um. Nice, man. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm really excited for you. Like I said, it's just been a really neat journey listening to each week. Oh, each
Yeah.
every couple weeks. Sleepy, I'm really sorry. I think I didn't do your Discord, so I will send it to you officially, but I will also officially say it to you on here. If you are interested, you or anybody in your community, they're more welcome. Sorry, they're more than welcome to join our global community event. So basically, what I'm going to do is every couple of months, I'm going to pick a game that I can uh, buy a server into. So that this way, the idea is that anyone can play anytime they want. There is no you have to play at 5 o'clock, you have to play 8 o'clock. I'm just trying to really expand the global community event idea. Um, but in those games, so this time it's going to be Minecraft. We're going to have 2 week challenges. So if you can complete an objective in 2 weeks, you get a prize. All the prizes are community related. So for example, let's say you're not interested in Minecraft, but you have a couple people that do play it. They could play on your community's behalf. And the prizes might be you get a gifted sub to your channel. You get Discord Nitro to your Discord channel, right? Or more and more they'll be mentioned. And then there'll be ultimately a grand prize that everyone can win during this event. But yes, you and your community are welcome to join if you wish. I still have 4 spots available, which should be 2 teams of 2 people, if anyone's interested, of course. But yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm super sorry. I would definitely bring it up with them. I do know some people who do play Minecraft,
Nice,
so I'll
yeah.
definitely.
I'll promise I'll put the trailer into your Discord community. It's very very nerdy. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And like, okay, so JW, this is what I was gonna tell you earlier. I know you like understood the intro for Reboot, but did you notice how fucking nerdy I got with that beginning part? Because he goes, I travel from like systems to galaxies to this place, and I was like, I'm gonna alter this to my version, where I was like, I travel from Twitter to Discord to your server.
Yeah, no, I have noticed.
Cheyenne was like so embarrassed of me. She was like, just change it. I was like, no, it's really good if you see the show. I was like, someone who see the show will understand the effort into this.
Yes, no, I definitely did. It's great.
Oh yeah. I'm fucking such a geek. But anyway, that's my invite to you, Sleepy. I'll make sure I post it to your Discord.
Thank you.
Thank you for being interested. I appreciate it. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I'm gonna go have some supper now. But thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it and for being a part of this.
Yeah, it's fun as always. Till next time.
Till next time, guys. Bye. And then, as always, right, my last little bit. So, again, a little more information on that one. I know those guys have heard it a million and one times, right? So, starting September 1st up till November 1st, we're going to have Minecraft challenges taking place every 2 weeks. Your mom, the streamer and viewer, is going to be a part of that with me. She is literally. I think sent me like 9 messages now about different ideas she has. So she's really cooking on the fire right now with challenges for you guys, and special things to do. We're just trying to make it so that every challenge, it's a clear-cut decision who the winner was. So there are some things we're going to do where it's like it's pretty obvious who won that challenge, but we're also trying to use some Minecraft mods and stuff from the marketplace to help us have like a leaderboard and things like that as well. So just to make it a little entertaining. Anyway, you're going to hear more about that in the next coming weeks. Anyone is welcome to join this again, right? The only catch is you have to join my Discord, just so I can, interact with you easier. But yeah, it's anyone who you want in your community. The ultimate goal is to bring everyone together. So as we're progressing through these month after month with different games, hopefully we can, tie everyone a little bit closer together. And grow everyone's channels, grow some more friends, etc., right? We just want this to be a real community focus. But anyway, I got to pee really bad. My legs are shaking like a mad horse right now, and I also got to eat. So I'm going to bid you all farewell, and I'll catch you next podcast. Bye.